Come on folks, today we're diving into the mysterious world of eye contact in the Silk Road of healthcare. Patient's mom just stood up. She slapped Jong-gu with a bang. Lao Bai seized the moment to explain the hospital's economic crisis, talk about a desperate measure. They kept cutting costs and reducing the number of patients, like telling you can only order 1 fries, no burgers, please. Treating critically ill patients is risky. If they die in hospital, ratings will plummet. Hospital leaders dread letting patients bear the brunt of this blunder. News channels turned this into a comedy of errors. This whole situation exploded. Jong-gu was surrounded by reporters like a celebrity chase for autographs. He bluntly stated that Bai Jian was parachuted, and thanks to Minister Jiang's connections, how mysterious. These words were music to the dean's ears. He thought, why not push Minister Jiang out and find a new perspective? Just 3 days later, the internet exploded with rumors about Minister Jiang. It felt like a TV series unfolding. Uncle Fat was in a tizzy. He just got lined up, and his support crumbled like a house of cards. See, what a catastrophe. Just then, Minister Jiang called, urging Lao Bai to watch the afternoon news, talk about timely news alerts. Uncle Fat switched on the TV, reporting that the Korean army in South Sudan was attacked by aliens. A dude named Lai got heavily injured. Lao Bai asked Jiang Minister, what's the deal with that? Jiang Minister explained the media was sensationalizing it. The Blue House is now all AC talk about a turning point. He wanted to leverage the public pressure. Lao Bai thought about it and said, sure, but I've got another favor to ask. Minister Jiang agreed in a heartbeat, just missing a magical anesthetist. An hour later, Lao Bai packed his bags, confidently handed over the department to Uncle Fat. What a transfer. Subtitle: the 4 of them embarked on a bomb-like plane bound for South Sudan together. What an adventurous journey. The subtitles reveal the diagnosis report that Lao Bai obtained in advance showed Lai Shangwei's records, which were even more intricate than a detective novel. The situation was worse than expected. What would the ideal doctor do in this case? When the dean heard the news, his first reaction was, who's covering the rescue costs? What a perplexing turn. He met Minister Jiang for a direct negotiation. The dean was feeling anxious, wondering how to snag that cash. Minister Jiang passed. His mission was ensuring Lao Bai's conditions for going to South Sudan. What a deal. He requested the dean to set aside 10 billion in subsidies, just a trifling amount, right? The dean was stunned. Had the funds run out? What now? Talk about a mystery. Jiang Minister turned around and said it was okay to lack the 5 billion, just get a specialized rescue copter for the hospital. Talk about a big heart. The dean didn't even think, just blurted out, sure. What a refreshing burst. Lao Bai and the team swooped into South Sudan without a stop, straight to the hospital. Time is life. Lai Shangwei was unconscious in bed, and the scenario was worse than imagined. It was a conundrum. Due to poor local medical conditions, bullets were still inside. See talk about lack of medical assurance. Lai Shangwei had a fever for 3 days. It was a race against time, and Lao Bai urgently needed to operate. But the army doc said there were no blood bags. See talk about adding insult to injury. With no bags, he was powerless. All he could do was try to contain infection. Such a helpless situation. Glancing at Lai Shangwei's arm, he felt extremely shocked. It was nearly gangrenous. What the real tragedy. Lao Bai had to think hard. He picked up the knife, and Yang was panicking, trying to stop him. Once that knife fell, how would the public react? Especially after a medical outrage incident. What a question. He had Yang Wei hold down this arm. The knife came down. The first surgery was a wrap. What a risky venture. Lao Bai sought Jiang Minister's help. This situation was dire. He wanted airborne support. Such a desperate request. Minister Jiang shook his head. The budget was tight, and money had to be conjured up like magic. Airborne rescue, 700 minus 800 am per time. Defense gives just 300 and budget cuts. Lao Bai could only anxiously fret. Budget rules were maddening. In the meantime, Xiao Pio had a call from the dean. The dean wanted to prepare. If Lai passed, The hospital needed to clear its name with a protective maneuver. Xiao said Lai could be saved, but local medical conditions complicated everything. Such a tragedy. The dean urged Xiao to keep an eye out. In emergencies, he had to ring him up, talk about important orders. Xiao was explaining, but Ken Wai cut her off, demanding she report to Lao Bai. Just then, Lai Shangwei's blood pressure plummeted. Kang Wai dashed toward the ward. Yan checked the monitor, urgently shouting for Kang Wai to grab the last 2 blood bags. Talk about the tense moment. But Kang Wai claimed they'd run out in the morning. Xiao dashed into the dorm to find Lao Bai. Minister Jiang's frantic calls rang out. This condition was critical. Time was of the essence. Kang Wai had started transfusing. Li's blood pressure barely stabilized, but who knew if it would last through the night.